Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Fan Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
If you're a fan of comic books and comic book conventions, Daytona Beach Comic Con needs to be on your list of must-attend events. It's a show that actually focuses on comic books. Imagine that! This year's event is happening on Saturday, September the 6th, and Sunday, September the 7th. Silverline creators will be there, so we'll see you at the show. If you find yourself in the Orlando area, and let's be honest, doesn't everyone come to Orlando for the House of Mouse? Head over to Coliseum of Comics to get your comic book fix. Be sure to check out their location on East Colonial Drive, where they carry a wide selection of independent comics, including Silverline books. Stop by and don't forget to tell them Silverline sent you. Hey, if you're an independent comic creator looking to get your comic printed, look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our comics and do a fantastic job. They can even print special edition covers. When you reach out to them, be sure to tell them Silverline sent you. Looking for a bold way to boost your business? Advertise with Silverline Comics, reaching readers across the U.S. and around the world. Affordable rates, passionate fans, and national and international exposure, all packed inside thrilling, action-packed comics. All ads must be PG-13, perfect for reaching all ages. Spots are limited. Grab your ad space today and become part of the adventure. Silverline Comics, where adventure lives and your brand thrives. Email us at silverlinepublishingllc@gmail.com for more information. And make mine Silverline.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday night as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline's Wednesday Wham. I'm still trying to post on Facebook. Facebook doesn't like me. Do not, let me make sure I'm live here. Do not change that channel. You are, your eyes do not deceive you. I am not Barb, nor am I Kaz. I am co-hosting tonight. Who am I? I am Rolling. And
Roland, yes.
Be with you all night tonight. I am joined by Wednesday Whammers regular, Mr. Sniper and Rook and Ripper himself, Mr. John Medic, my brother.
Hello there. How you been?
Whose face I will say here publicly because I've told him privately. It is so good to see you, my friend.
It's good to be back. It's been too long.
You need us.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt.
And we need you.
It's nice to be needed, and by what a wonderful group. So
yeah, absolutely. It's the Silverline family, and we're Silverline family for that reason, right?
30 years, bro.
That's right, long time. We're also joined by Wednesday Whammer regular Mr. Rob Davis, Twilight Grim artist. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
What are you going to
LOL.
We see artwork over your shoulder there, Rob. What are you going to be working on tonight?
I am working on Boston Bombers Volume 2, Issue number 3, and I'm on page 15.
Sweet!
So
with our pal, Mr. Ron Fortier.
Correct.
Nice.
It's a book that I talked him into. He's been trying to find an artist for forever, and I finally said, just let me do it. Just let me do it. And then he kind of had this little grin on his face. He'd been suckering me in all along. He had the hook in, and he reeled me in. So, but yeah, I love the volume 1. And it's a great read. So I finally said, we got to get this thing done. So yeah,
Nice.
that's what I'm working on with him. I've got, let's see, I've got a lot of balls in the air. I'm juggling all kinds of stuff.
Boy,
So,
but it
yeah.
sure is fun, isn't it?
It is, it's funny. I had a real job for between 15 and 20 years, and felt like I was busy all the time. I retired, and I'm busier now than I have ever been. So
you're loving it, aren't you?
I am, because it's what I want to do. My regular job was something I had to do to get a pension, so that I could do whatever I wanted. And the plan came to fruition. I am now a retired and I am a comic book artist. I'm retired and now doing what I've always wanted to do regularly all the time, and not worried about making a lot of money at it, which is, in today's market, that's probably the way to go, unfortunately. Unless you're on a big book that's selling, hundreds of thousands of copies, and for a guy who's been reading,
those don't exist today.
Yeah, well, no, they don't.
Not today.
And for a guy who grew up in the '60s reading comic books, when comics sold in the millions, at least a single million, when I first started reading them, and that was after they almost got killed by in 1954 by
Frederick Wortham.
Yeah, Frederick Wortham. So so now they're selling in the tens of thousands, and that's a successful book.
I know, right?
Yeah. But
it's pretty sad. Well, we are glad and honored that you chose to be part of the Silverline family, because I can't imagine Silverline without you, Rob.
Well, thank you, but you guys are. I worked for Malibu back in the day, and they were my favorite employers. I worked for DC for a little while, and I worked for Marvel for a little while, but nothing could compare to the greeting and the family feel that Malibu was. And Silverline is about as close as we can get to that in the modern age. So
well,
so that's you got me.
I appreciate that.
I've been hooked and reeled in, so I'm here. I'm here.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was one of the things that when we started this, I said, I as a former Malibu person as well, said, I loved that time there, and I want to be able to. Well, I'm not trying to be Boo too, right?
You can't. You just can't. It will never happen again. It was a lightning in a bottle.
Yes,
but we do have some of the ingredients.
Well, that's it. And if we can kind of get some of that spirit, some of that independent, attitude, then I'm all good.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. That's why I'm on board.
Well, I appreciate that. If I start to stray, you let me know. And of course,
you'll know.
Yeah. Last but not least, we are joined by the slinger of inks himself, Mr. Jose Fuentes, who is normally on Tuesday nights. He's joining us tonight.
So we've got a mix of all three here tonight.
It's an amalgam, if you will.
Jose, it's already dark over your shoulder. I don't get to watch the sun go down now.
No, that only happens on Sunday.
Well, if I do see a creature start to rise up out of the water behind you, I will let you know.
I appreciate that.
As he turns around and looks.
I know.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure.
So, Jose, what are you working on tonight?
I am working on Cat and Mouse Vipers. Number 2.
Makes my heart just go pitter patter. Can you share?
I told you I've had several people tell me like, "Oh my God, Cat and Mouse number 1, Vipers number 1 was awesome. Like, when's number 2 coming out? I need to know. I need to know what's going on." I was like, I'm working on it, guys.
You're like, okay, I'll get back to work.
So are you working on paper or are you working digitally?
So for Cat and Mouse Vipers, I'm inking it in digitally. But for obsoletes, I'm actually penciling that traditionally.
Okay. Yeah, because I've tried to do digital, and I'm going, I can see how it might speed things up, but in the meantime, I have to take the time to learn how to do it and learn the tools. And I'm going, no, I'm already doing fine with the paper. so I'll just
Yeah.
stick with the paper,
Yeah.
scan it in,
Well-
and then I play with it. You know,
Well, and
once
the
I
other
get it-
thing,
once
and
I get
I
it down.
may holler at you, Jose. Once I need to, I won't be able to do it before my son is getting married this Saturday, y'all.
Wait, what?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh!
Yeah, my son is getting married Saturday, so I am not going to have time to breathe. Yeah, thank you. I'm excited
When
about
did
it.
he stop being sex?
Yeah, I know, right?
Apparently, a while back, unless he's marrying young.
Wow, Brett, congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
that's cool.
I will pass that on to him. We're excited. We like her. She's apparently she's got something special because she let him stick around for a while. So
Right.
She's at least tolerant, eh?
that's right. Yeah,
I said the same
kinda
about my wife.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, let's
what's
be
that?
honest. Let's be honest. You know, us people that work on comics and whatnot, our wives truly have to be tolerant.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my
Because
gosh!
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh!
when
Of course.
I asked for
Yeah.
some, I was like, listen, babe, we got to get some supplies for this. She's like, didn't I just buy you some? I was like,
She's
hear
like,
me
I
out.
just bought you a brush.
Right?
You really need another one?
Yeah, as he holds up the one that's like this.
I know.
Yeah. Well, Jose, I may go through what I was going to say is I may go through some of the pages and maybe request that you do a couple on paper.
I figured you were going to.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
so
Yeah,
you
I-
can sell them. Yeah.
Yeah. So we
Which
can.
is
Yeah.
honestly the main reason why. I mean, I could have easily penciled obsolete, digitally, but I like working on paper. I
Yeah.
like doing things traditionally. I even like inking traditionally, but for
Yep.
time's
Yeah.
sake,
Yeah.
I had a really good teacher, Afua Richardson, taught me how to ink digitally
Nice.
on Adobe Illustrator over AOL Instant Messenger.
Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah, that's the first thing I
Oh
learned how
my-
to digitally ink on.
OMG! No
And
way.
I miss AIM.
That's-
AIM.
I was aiming.
You know,
Yeah.
Messenger.
Advanced idea mechanics.
Yes.
No. I'm in control of that group. No.
Oh, look at
AOL
that. Hyper Potato.
Messenger.
Hyper Potato says the manfold increases. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Hyper Potato. As always, great to see you here. I don't know if you guys got to see any of my social media, but I got to meet Hyper in the flesh, and we took a picture.
Oh,
And I asked him. I said, "Can I post it out?" And he goes, "Yeah, you can." So it was quite the joy. And I will tell you this: his wife makes a mean chocolate chip cookie, and I must admit I partook of several
no doubt.
of them. Yes. Hyper then says we art collectors love paper. So there you go, guys.
Yep.
That's the reason you got to keep doing it on paper too, right?
I do.
That's right.
I've got a stack of old artwork here, but I'm just keep adding to it. So
Yep.
yeah.
That's okay.
Good.
That's okay.
I'm working
Yeah.
I'm working on building my stack of old artwork.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, you'll get there. Hey, Jose,
So-
you got to start somewhere, right?
Sir.
So Roland,
Yes, sir.
don't we have a fun GoFundMe or a fund my comic or something like that going on?
We
That you
do.
want to talk about before we get
Absolutely.
too far along?
And this is where we are. What
Can
does
you
that
tell I'm a company man?
You are. So, you guys, as you can see here up on your screen now, we've got 2 weeks. We've got 14 days to go, and we are 68% funded, which means we are over halfway. Only got just a little bit more to go. I think I got to navigate here. I think there's even for you folks who like paper, I think there's still some that one's gone. That one's gone. There we go. We got
Oh man.
yep. Here's a page from issue 1. And I tell you what, if you guys who back you get the original art, remind me, and I'll include the issue as well. Some of this is from issue 2.
That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Really?
So and then there's this we're down to 2. What? Wow. Okay.
There
So
it
we've got
goes.
this page 21 from issue 1, original art, and then we've got a drawing from this is just a drawing on 8.5 by 11 paper from C. Michael Lanning of Dark Joan. Dark Joan is one of the reject characters. Now, we also added just recently, and you guys got to see this, Rick Plata, who is the artist for this, was a cartoonist for he's a Mexican guy, right? He was a cartoonist. Let's see, can I open image maybe? See what that does. And part of what he did was he drew caricatures. Now he told me, can y'all see that? Let's see. No, you can't see that. I gotta have to share.
Very small.
Yeah, let me. I gotta change my share.
Can't even zoom in.
So what he told me is that that is an F. What he told me is that mostly what he did. Can you see? Oh, there we go. Mostly what he did was caricatures for magazines. Like our equivalent of Time magazine and things like that. He did a lot of that kind of stuff. They would, as you can see here, there's Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Obama. He did caricatures, and he said most of them were in color, but he did have a black and white one. Boy, it's just not easy for me to change over there, is it? Share screen.
Looks like they changed some of the controls for this thing to make it a little more difficult. Yeah.
They have, and of course,
oh my gosh,
this is the Dalai Lama for those of you who.
Oh my gosh, very nice.
Yeah, so he's very good, and he let me get back to the campaign here. Boy, it keeps changing my screen here. He's very good, and as you can see here, we've got these are going to be digital. So the digital backers, usually our rewards like this aren't available to our digital backers because they've got the digital package, and so we can't ship them out the artwork, right? So these are going to be all because he's in Mexico, and he said, "Hey, I'll do these digitally." And that way we can get them to the backers that way. So all of them are digital. And you can see there's 8 of the black and white ones available at $40, which is a steal. And then he's got 4 available in the color, and those are $70 a piece. Obviously, we will, if it's, we will need color photo reference so that he knows what you look like. So
he's going to do one of the person who buys it.
Yes.
Because you didn't cover that part. So he's going
this is so that he can so he can do a caricature of you.
That's cool.
Yep.
I'll send him a picture of myself, but it's going to be Sylvester Stallone. That's me, I swear.
And then you're going to give it to your wife. Hey, honey, I had this caricature done of myself.
He looks just like me,
right? Look at that. Hyper's always taking care of us. He says, here is the link, you guys, silverlinecomicscrowdfunder.com. And as he always does, we can always count on Hyper for this. He says, like and subscribe. Kids, please, wherever you're listening to us, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter, X, whether you're on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up, a like, hit the bell, follow, subscribe, whatever the appropriate thing is on where you're at. Pops says, hey, yo, what is up, Pops? We always depend on Pops swinging by and saying hello. In fact, if you guys have a show, have an idea for a show, and you're like, man, I need to bring my show to the masses. I've got this thing that I want to do. I want to tell them. Reach out to Pops, and Pops will take care of you. Pops juggles about 60 or 70 different shows on the Madness Network, and we appreciate Pops. We've been with them since the very, very beginning, and we're pretty proud of that. One thing I didn't, man, I forgot to show you guys.
Foil.
So this is a gorgeous foil cover, as you guys can see. This is what's available on the crowdfunder. It's only available via the crowdfunder. So obviously, the book will be available afterwards, but this foil is only going to be available during the crowdfunder. So the way this works, because people ask me, well, how many are you printing? The way this works is that we print the number of backers plus about a dozen for our creators. Our creators will all get copies of this, but we don't print extras. So you're not going to see us take them to conventions.
Very limited collectible.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. We have in the past ended up with one extra here, one extra there, that kind of thing, and we're actually going to do. I've got them all in a little place. Yeah, we're going to do mystery boxes again. Yep.
Those are awesome.
Yeah. Hyper says Silverline foil covers look better than many major publishers. Oh wow,
the colors came out beautifully on that. Because it's hard to do that.
Yes,
and get those colors to look right.
Well,
it's Tommy has. Yeah, look at that.
Yep,
that's incredible.
These guys right here take good care of us. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've been super stoked about these. I think the Vipers cover, the Vipers foil cover was just gorgeous and beautiful, and I think this one is fantastic as well. So
I agree.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. The only way to get this foil cover though is to back the campaign. So those of you who pine for the 90s and all the variants, this is your chance to get in on some of them you missed, so that you don't have to be scouring eBay hoping that you find someone parting with them. So I gave you all my news. My son's getting married. Anybody have news? John, what about you? How you doing, buddy?
Doing okay. Basic survival. As my dad used to say, basic survival, and I'm losing. No. I'm good. I'm good. And honestly, you brought it up earlier. I am so thrilled to be back. Last week, Amy and John were upstairs, and Amy heard me talking loud and excitedly, and she couldn't quite make out what I was saying. But she's been a driving force about me, coming back regularly to family.
We love you, Amy.
And she said the same thing that you said too, that I need this. And
you do.
I've been estranged too long. I don't know if you watched the show last week, Head Honcho.
Not yet.
My title last week was Prodigal John. So I knew you'd appreciate that one. Granted, I was going more for like the Nightwing Prodigal storyline, but I knew you'd get it from the other one, that little bit older book or something,
Right. Yeah.
No, but last week was fantastic. It was nice to reconnect with people I knew, and Kaz was just, oh my God,
he's awesome,
effervescent and
energetic. He's a great host.
Cannot wait to get to know him better.
He's awesome.
Yeah, things are good. You want to hear something crazy?
I do.
My kid is now 20.
Woo!
He's going into his last semester of his associate degree in fall.
Sweet.
And so,
man, I'm sitting here thinking little John is like 17, 16.
And he's taller than me now. Well, and that doesn't take much. I'm like,
I was going to say, I'm not super surprised about that.
I'm not like Thumbelina, but no. So it skipped a generation. My dad was tall, and me not so much. So no, things are good in the Medic household.
Good.
So.
I'm glad to hear it. But is it too early to ask about like a Sniper and Rook update at all?
No, it's never too early to ask about a Sniper and Rook update. I don't have one right now.
Okay,
you can always ask. So, I've been able to clear my schedule a little bit, shall we say, to get some of that stuff kind of rolling again.
We need Sniper
rolling again. It needs to be done. So I was actually working on just a personal story for fun. And I was tweaking some of it a little bit earlier today. It's not my IPs, but it's like a missing story from my favorite Marvel story of all time. And to kind of get some of the cobwebs knocked off.
Good.
And it's coming along famously. So I need
just
to
don't call it fan fiction, please.
What's that?
Just don't call it fan fiction, please.
Yeah. Oh no, God, no. It's better than fan fiction. It's better than what they're putting out now. I mean, geez. Yeah. Oh, did I say that? Am I not saying that? Yeah. But yeah. So no. It's kind of good for me to go through the.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Got to get those fingers moving again. You know.
Yeah. And but I need to talk to the collaborators that were working with me that you hooked me up with on 2 and 3 to see how far they did get on that, because we got number 1 published. That was already crowdfunded. And, Roland, you might want to mention to everybody who's listening, just in case they don't know yet, the crowdfunding that we have going on right now for the one that we've got 2 weeks left on. What percentage is done on the book? Is it like 15% done? Is it like 30% done?
It is 95% done.
Because it's Silverline.
The only thing not done is the letters.
Is Dale doing it?
Brian Dale is going to do it. So
what a slacker.
Well, I will say this: he's super reliable. He always comes to it a pinch when needed. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, and that's one of the things I've always loved about how Silverline operates with the comics. It's not vaporware. It's not something that may or may not show up. It's not something that you're gonna now the funds are collected and now you start working on it, and it's these books are done. These books are ready to go.
And I lost count, but I know that we're on the north side of 30 campaigns fulfilled.
And delivered each one.
That is an amazing track record. And seriously, boss.
Yeah.
You should be proud of that and the teams that you've assembled for these.
I'm proud of us.
So
it's not a one person deal. You gotta wrangle cats to get these things done.
Well, it's funny on Twitter just a few days ago. Somebody said, for all of you who've successfully fulfilled campaigns, drop the names and the issue numbers. And I said, okay, here goes. And
please tell me you did a separate posting for each one.
Oh no,
that would be so ridiculous, but awesome.
I wish I had thought about that and put a cover.
That's what you need me.
Yeah. Also, that would have been like 60 color. I don't have that kind of time. So, but it did take me 3 responses because of the limitations of the characters. It took me 3 responses to get them all listed. I was pretty proud of that.
That body and volume of work speaks like nothing else could.
I'm excited. Of course, this is just a sampling behind me. There's I ran out of spaces. And so what I ended up doing is like, okay, well, I'm going to, and then I even kind of stopped. I lost track of that as well. I just had them. I tried to get everything represented up here. And then when we went to Diamond, I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Diamond, and I'm just going to go every month, right? And then I was like, okay, well, now what? Okay, well, then I had the Christmas thing come out, and then I'm like, where am I going to put it? And, so anyway,
I'm still way more room on the wall. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you mean over here?
Yep.
You need another wall.
Yeah, I need another one of these, right? This rack thing is really cool. It was a crowdfunder. Actually, I backed a crowdfunder for this thing, and I'm like, this is really cool. I want one. So I need to let them know, and I'm guessing this is the first one. There's a couple of small problems with it, like this right here. You can't see it, but this is coming. This is tearing, so the comic is going to slide through. I had another one tearing too, but I don't know where that is.
Is it like vinyl PVC?
Oh, it's right down here. It's just plastic.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what it is, to be honest with you.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah.
It's made from dead dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yes, right. Woody says, like Lucky Smooth. Thanks, Woody. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always good to see you here, Woody Wrench. What about you, Jose? You got any news?
I'm tabling at SuperCon this weekend.
Sweet.
While you're at Brett's wedding. So
SuperCon is in Miami, right?
It is in Miami. Yep.
So all you South Florida people, get over there and see Jose. Ask for him by name. When you go into the door, say, I am here to see Jose. Why, you ask? Because the people taking your money at the ticket booth go, who's this Jose guy? We got to get him back again next year. That's
nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying. And Jose, you going to be doing sketches there? And
I will be. I have all the comics that I've worked on for Silverline so far.
Lots of obsoletes.
Oh yeah,
Vipers.
I also have my obsolete sketch covers, my blank sketch covers that I'll be working on. A couple of them on there as well. And yeah, and some original art, some sketch cards I've done, and I'll be doing commissions there as well. Like
what about
sketches?
If I bring you my copy of Obsolete #1, will you sign it for me?
Absolutely, for free.
For free? I don't have to pay money?
Nope.
Man, I am there. Woody says slithery plastic is slippery. Yeah, so you guys get out and see Jose at
Miami Beach Convention Center.
Miami Beach Convention Center down in Miami. Is it a one-day show or a multi-day?
It's 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Full-fledged.
Get down there and see Jose. Rob, what about you? News? Any news? Oh, wait. What? Oh, you're going to be a grandpa. This has got to be what that is, right?
That's my daughter. That's my daughter with my wife. We visited them last week. She is she is scheduled to deliver on the 20th, which is next weekend. So yeah.
Congratulations.
So sometime in the next 2 weeks, I will be a grandpa again. I have two grandchildren now, a granddaughter and a grandson. But this will be the first one from my daughter. So she's excited to be a mommy. So that's
nice.
That's the big news at Casa Davis. Yes.
Nice. Well, congratulations, Rob.
Right.
Oh, I had nothing to do with it. So I'm just a casual observer here, but I'm enjoying the heck out of it. I love being Paw. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
it is an awesome responsibility and lots of fun.
Since Brett's getting married this weekend, BJ and I have begun to talk about the possibilities of becoming mama and papa. And what do you?
So what you do is wedding on Saturday, and then you hit them up on Sunday. Like, are you done yet? Like,
come on.
What's going on?
Hey, listen, it would not surprise me if BJ does that. It would not surprise me. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Woody says, you need to warn her that it might feel like passing a cantaloupe.
My older sister, she was 9 years older than me. She said, it's like pooping a watermelon. She said it's like pooping a watermelon. So yeah.
Squeezing a watermelon out of something the size of a lemon.
Yeah.
Hey, Rob, does she need me to send my wife over there?
There you go.
I forgot. Yeah, no,
that's right.
Hopefully not. I mean, my wife had to be we had 2 kids, and she had to be induced both times. Her OBGYN would not let her go beyond a week.
Oh,
so
wow.
she went over like 7 days on each one of them. They said, "In you come." So
we got induced with all 4 of our kids. We got
I was a month late. I was born a month late.
You didn't want to leave. You did not want to live. It was a nice, comfortable place, and you were staying.
I was 2 months early.
2 months early.
Yeah.
Oh,
my mom said my dad was able to hold me in the palm of his hand.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hyper Potato says, "Congrats, Papa." Actually, he said Rob.
Thank you. Yep.
All right. So, topic of the night.
All the silliness out of the way.
Storing your comics. So, we all at one point in time, we progressed from fan, collector to creator, right? So what I want to talk about is I want to talk about that change. Hyper said Roland really loved the free room and board. Yeah, I think you're right.
That's funny.
No responsibilities. Yeah. Only responsibility I had was to stretch and kick.
That's right.
So we all, we began as readers, collectors, fans, and then we made the transition to professionals, to creators. So what I want to do is I want to kind of we'll go around here, talk about how did you store your comics before as a fan? How did you store your comics? and we'll just start there. We won't move up to what we're doing now. But so I wish I had, if I didn't have a wedding to attend this Saturday, I would have done some internet research and snagged some pictures. But you've all seen the picture from the guy in like the 1970s where he's sitting on his bed and there's just piles of comics all around him, right? And of course, we're all looking at the picture going, look, there's Avengers number 32. Right. There's we're all spotting the old comics, right? Mm-hmm. Clearly, this guy did not have them in bags. He did not have them boarded. So I'll start. So give you guys a chance to think. I can remember when I first started buying comics, I literally just had a box, not a comic box, just and it wasn't even in the shape of a comic book. I would buy my comics, I would read them, and I put them in my box. But then I would go through my box and reread the ones that I really liked all the time, right? You know, and I know this is blasphemy, but I would even sometimes take them and fold them in half and then in half again and stick them in my back pocket and take them to school so I could trade them with my friend.
I think you're going to burn you for eternity for that.
Just
yourself. That's like against the Geneva Convention or something.
Well, these comics were printed on newsprint. As soon as it came off the press, it started falling apart.
Right.
I mean, newsprint is so full of acid and stuff that it's just going to deteriorate unless you do something to preserve it.
And I didn't know anyone. No one told me that, hey, Roland, you're not supposed to do that. You know, I'm supposed to read it and then I'm going to trade it with my buddy, right? And so I would take it to school and I'd stick it in my back pocket, and then we would swap comics at school. And you know, that's how I got to read a whole bunch of different stuff, is by trading comics with him. And of course, it wasn't until later that I figured out, I shouldn't be folding these because, you know, it affects the value, because I began to look at in the back, all these comics for sale. And I'm like, what does this mean? I don't know what F and FN and VG, what does that mean? You know, I didn't know what all those things meant.
I still don't know what that means.
They had vegans back then?
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah. You could eat the comic book because it's not made out of meat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if the 60s, it had acid too, right? That's a whole different topic.
Woody says comic desecration is forgivable for the innocent. Thank you, Woody. Yeah. I appreciate that. So that was me. That was how I started. That was my very first experience with them. So John, what about you? You're next.
All right. So I don't think I've ever told anybody this because it's never come up in conversation. So I started collecting seriously in junior high. So my junior high days, 84 to 87. And
good period for comics.
Oh, absolutely. It was phenomenal. And I tried to keep them in good condition, but I was stupid because I'm in junior high, right? And so I kept them in my middle dresser drawer, but for each title, I created a folder for it. But the folder was made out of construction paper.
Okay.
That I stapled around 3 edges and a little bit on the side to hold it shut. So the comics did not slide out and in easily. Corners bent, corners dinged.
Yeah.
Think about like all of these friggin' staples against the paper. I probably did more damage to them using this preservation method than not using a preservation method at all. But they were my comics and I loved them. And so my stupid ass self just did that.
The good news is he stole the construction paper from art class, so he didn't have to pay for it.
What's that? What I missed?
Said the good news is he stole the construction paper from art class, so he didn't have to pay for it.
But I didn't get the acid-free stuff, unfortunately.
That's right.
And then later on, high school, I started working in a comic book store at the end of high school years. That's when I started bagging and boarding everything, and then it got to be too much, and I stopped bagging and boarding everything, and I don't collect regularly anymore. So I've got piles of stuff laying around. That's what Amy and Little John said to tell you guys. Yeah, you just got piles. Yeah, I do. It's kind of like back to the beginning. Now it's like, because I'm enjoying what I buy, I enjoy and read, and that's what it's for.
Yeah. So Jose, what about you? What did your first comics? What'd you do?
My first comics came in bags and boards because, I think I started collecting, like you say, in early 80s and whatnot. I think my junior high days were late 80s. So my stuff already came in bags and boards and whatnot. So, or at least bags. So I didn't know. I guess I didn't realize that there were long boxes, even though my comic shop had long boxes. I didn't even know what they were.
Right.
But I knew friends that their family used a lot of printer paper. So I would put them in the printer paper boxes that the reams would come out of.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had a bunch of like little ones and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I always, I ever were ever to find any of them, they'd have so many things written on them because like, oh, this has, Detective Comics, this has Green Lantern, and then cross it out. This has this. But yeah, that's what I put my stuff in. And then some stuff, like I've lost comics a lot in like moving, and we put stuff in storage and we lost stuff in storage. So there goes my entire collection. You know what I mean? Because we couldn't afford to pay our storage stuff. So I kind of don't necessarily like, I'm not like in love with my comics. Like I have like a dozen long boxes now that's just sit in my closet. And one of these days I'm going to go through it and reorganize them because they've busted. I've thrown them all in there again to keep them all together. And so I really need to reorganize it. But I really have like two short boxes, one underneath my computer desk and then one in the little wagon I use. So I saw that last time I was on a stream with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I downloaded on my iPad, but I have to find the time where I'm not working on pages to.
Oh no, it takes some time. And I had help with a lot of mine. My daughter was here one time and she helped me do
That's cool.
a lot of these. I think I showed somebody the other day. I have everything but my DC Comics. Y'all see that number right there?
Yes, 7,894.
Yeah. So I've got everything but my DC Comics and about 3-4 short boxes of independent comics. So I'm probably gonna end up around probably just right around 10,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's been for a long time though, so it's not like it's not like I just did this yesterday. It's just as I started off in the 70s, folding them up in my back pocket, and so I just they've been around for a long time.
How good is CLZ with like independent books, having them in the database?
Well, so they're pretty good with most of them. I've got about a half a box that I looked over here. I've got about half a box that are not in the CLZ database. You can put them in there, but that takes a lot of time and effort. So I just said, I'm going to make a box.
Because it asks for a lot of details on each book.
Yes.
Probably that's
right.
the writer,
creator, title, issue.
But I mean, it's
publisher, blah 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 blah.
It's got it had all of my Kamiko stuff. Let's see here. I think I can actually do this by publisher. Yeah, so this is the publisher listing right here on the side. I'm not going to, but you can see, there's a whole bunch of them there. And I could scroll up.
Whoa. Like the fourth one from the bottom. Fifth one from the bottom.
1, 2, 3,
Beta 3 Comics.
That's me. Everybody, in case you didn't know, Beta 3 is me, and Roland let me bring my imprint over to Silverline. Rock on.
That's the one. Cool. Those are the ones in my collection.
Sweet.
Yep. So you can see I have two 6s, 2 7s, and 3 8s.
Well, we need to get you the rest, bro.
So anyway, so it's not great with it's pretty good. It has, like I said, all the major independents. But like I said, you can enter them if you don't have them. But I did not have the time to enter the ones that weren't on there. I'll tell you, it's easy ways to do it. You can look for it by title. You can scan barcodes, or you can actually even now you can just scan the cover, and it says, "Is this what you're looking for?" And you go, "That's it, right there."
So are all Silverline books on there?
You know what? I don't even know, to be honest with you.
That's a perfect intern job.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's see here.
So is it hooked to the internet so that when you enter something, it goes into their database? Is that how that works?
I think so. Oh, I see.
Silverline.
Nice.
Twilight Grim.
Hey, Grim.
Yay. That's one of the ones that's been through Diamond. So yeah, probably the ones that have been through Diamond are probably in there.
I'm gonna guess that is the case. Actually,
that's probably what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Woody says the Playboy magazines my friends and I stashed were not even allowed to show a pubic hair. Those were the days. Benjamin Soto said, I used to store my comics in plastic sleeves, pages that had 3-hole punch, and in a Trapper Keepers. I remember
Trapper Keeper
doing some of that.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to do it. It keeps it flat.
Well, and you know, so before I continue on, Rob, what about you? What do you first remember?
Stacking them.
Yeah.
When I first got them, was stacking them, and then my dad was a paper salesman. So we had, the
paper boxes,
typing paper boxes, copy paper. We had those boxes. So when I got enough that they fit in there pretty well. And then later on, at some point, he had some samples, a whole bunch of samples of these folders. They were 8.5 by 11, and they had a big flap on the front that you open it up and you could slide stuff into.
Oh, yeah.
And I would put a handful of comics in each one of those, and then put them in a filing cabinet. Those they were kept away from the light. They were flat. That kept those in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But of course, then once I graduated into eventually started putting them in bags. And then just recently I started going through my whole collection again. And I'm now bagging and boarding.
Are you?
At least every third or fourth book to keep them all stiff.
Yeah.
By putting a board in there. Because the boards are expensive.
Yes,
Holy
they are.
Crap, they're expensive.
Yeah.
But if you buy them in big bulk, they're not so bad. But that's how I first got them. Was I just stacked them up, and of course the first time I sold my comics, sold comics at a comic shop, I still had them stacked, and I took and the guy went through the stack and he goes, I could tell you've had these all stacked together. And I could tell you which ones were on top and which ones were on the bottom.
Like
The ones on the bottom were flat, and the ones toward the top, of course, the covers would.
Can y'all see this backing board?
Yeah, mm-hmm. That's a plastic one, isn't it?
No, it's
the light's reflecting on it.
Yeah. But you can see the ink has come off on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have. I have
some
of those.
Yeah, this is the danger, I think, of the backing boards is when they stay in there too long. Then that ink, I don't know what the process is called.
It discolors the board. You can see the ad that was on the back of the comic.
Yeah.
I've got in reverse.
It happens like that with regular cardboard backing boards as well. Like if you have them in there for so long, they start to yellow and they start. I went to my
depending
comic
on
shop
the kind you get.
Right. Well, his mom had given him she was a comic collector, and so that's the comics she started his shop with. And so I went there. I was there like for a good portion of a day, just replacing all the old Incredible Hulk and Iron Man backing boards and whatnot in bags.
Yeah. Like look at this one.
Yeah.
I can almost read it. Football. Something,
it's the discolor. Yep.
Rob, is yours yellow, like with the yellow blotches? The one that you just picked up?
This one's a new one.
Oh, okay.
But this is a new one, but it's on the opposite side. It's cardboard. It's not coated on both sides. These are the least expensive that you can get. They're buffered on this side. They're buffered in white. So that they won't eat your comics, but the other side is just plain old cardboard. So you can't put two comics in there. You can put I did that for a while in bags. I put two comics.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it depends on the bag. If you use a Silver Age bag in a modern backing board, you can put
two big ones.
Yeah. This is clearly this was an ad for Terminator.
Right.
Yeah.
On the back.
Yep.
So you see it says T2 right there. So that's one of the, I think, the dangers of boards.
That is the drawback. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just saying I use plexiglass backing boards because a lot of the sketch covers I do front and back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Depending on how much of a commission someone
So a
wants
clear,
for it.
a clear.
Yeah, it's a clear. Well,
you can see
it's got a film on it. So what I when I'm done, I'll peel the film off and then carefully get it all put in there with a Silver Age bag. So there's plenty of room for the plexiglass. But yeah, like that.
That's cool.
That turns out really well when you've got an image you've done on both sides, and I've had people talk like, "Oh, I just put the backing board in between the pages."
Yeah,
those are a lot more expensive.
I had gotten a Godfather deal because one of the shops in Fort Myers area, they were going out of business, and I knew the guy was a good friend, and so he just gave me like a huge stack. He's like, "Dude, you can have these."
Man,
I know you use them all the time. These are yours. I'm like, "Are you for real?" It's like, "Yeah, man. Go ahead, bro." Like, dude,
I'm gonna have to Google those. I've never even seen those before. That's neat.
Yeah.
I love
that.
I've
only another collector told me about it.
Yeah. Well, say I'm a little bit. I didn't realize you put them in bags until I went to a comic shop for the first time, and I was like, "Why are these all in bags?" And I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." And so, kind of like Benjamin Soto. I went home then. I'm like, well, what can I get? And I used to get, the little, I didn't know. I was getting like the saran wrap kind of stuff,
I did saran wrap, actually, like legit saran wrap for a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I didn't realize that they were, comic bags. And so it wasn't until probably I was in high school that I'm like, oh, or maybe junior high, probably about the time I started driving, because I could take myself to the comic shop then. And that's when then I bought a whole bunch of bags and then put all of my stuff in bags. Now I didn't have any boards back then. I probably didn't have boards until I got into college. And when I got into college, I got to realizing, oh, some of these comics I have now have some value. So I want to keep them in a better condition. And so I was selective in the boards. I would only board the ones that I thought had value. And for me, that was like, Avengers, my early Avengers. I didn't board the ones that I bought off the rack, like, the 130s and 40s and 50s, because those didn't feel like they were old to me. Those were, the ones that I had bought. So, Woody says, for those of us in the peanut gallery, this is fascinating information about what was going on in the comic books of my youth. Okay, so here's the question. Here's the next question then. Time is flying by. Here's the next question for you. When you became a creator, right? So clearly we all kind of got to the point where we were bagging and boarding. When you became a creator, did your practice of bagging and boarding change, adjust, any at all? Did it get more, or did it get less? For me, it probably took a few years, but I began to bag fewer and fewer of my comics. Really? I would just, and in fact, I'll be honest with you, I get Kickstarters, like when I back a Kickstarter now, I take them out of the bag and I chunk the bag. And I read the comic and then I put it in my box. Peter Clinton, when he was on here, when he used to be on this Sunday stream regularly, he stopped the whole stream and said, wait, what are you doing? That's my British accent, of course. And I'm like, yeah,
that's close.
It's true. Yeah, I appreciate that. So, I stopped bagging any of the new stuff I got. Now I will say this, probably a lot of my, because I realized that a lot of my bags had gotten sticky, over time. And so like I took all of my Captain Americas out of bags and I have not rebagged them. All of my Captain Americas are still sitting in a box, and not just Captain America, a lot of my other comics as well. For me, partly because it takes a lot of time and energy to bag and board if you're going to board any of them, Okay,
the only thing I'll say about that is that the reason I still the reason I still bag and I've started boarding mine is that it protects if you have an accident in your house.
Yeah.
And your ceiling gives way and your collection gets wet, the boxes will get wet, but not your comics.
Yeah.
See, and I've had
because they're in a bag. And you guys live in Florida. It never floods there, ever does it?
Right?
No, I mean, you never get heavy rains or anything like that, or high winds where the roof gets blown off.
Right?
No,
is that an alligator over your shoulder, Jose?
Maybe.
But yeah, that's why I bag and board mine.
Yeah.
And I recently started rebagging them because I had that problem where the whatever plasticizer was in they stick together.
Yeah.
And
you kind of have to peel them off of each other. Yeah.
So you have to replace them every so often. You know,
Yeah.
you have every so many years you should replace them.
Right.
Because the plasticizer starts breaking down unless you put everything in Mylar bags. And if you're doing that, you must have $1 million in your
right.
pocket.
If you're doing that, we have a crowdfund that
please.
We've got some original art just for you.
Yeah. I mean, I got a whole bag of original art right here.
That's right.
But yeah, I've got a few of the early comics that I bought back when I was a little kid that aren't in the greatest of shape, but I want to keep them at least as good as possible. And I bought a few Mylar bags to put them in.
I got a couple
Mylites, they call them. They're not quite the thick Mylar. They're Mylites. They're a little better than a regular bag is, but in order to keep them, and I also put the better backing boards that have a buffer on them to help keep down the acid. But those are expensive. All that stuff.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I think I only got about 5 of my comics in those.
Yeah, I actually found that there's a place online you can buy them pretty much wholesale called Clear Bags. You go to clearbags.com and you put and type in the search field comics. It'll come up with backing boards. It'll come up with every type of comics bag you can think of, from inexpensive to the expensive stuff. And occasionally they run sales. When you're a new customer, you get like 10% off. So, and I mean, I've got a whole stack.
The other thing, look at
bags.
That. Well, the other thing about boarding them, okay, is that that takes up more space in your box, right? So, like in a short box,
extra.
In a short box, you can get about 150, right? Yeah. But once you bag them, you get a little bit fewer. If you put all boards in all of them, you can't get 150 comics in that.
Which is
box
why
anymore.
I was bagging only every third or fourth one.
Yeah,
or in some cases every 10th one. Because
I like the idea of the Silver Age bags with the board in between them, and that kind of thing. Woody says, "Chuck it in the box." So now we know.
Knowing's half the battle.
Yeah. Benjamin Soto says, when I became a creator, I did notice that I took less care of my comics, but for me, that was because I crossed the line from buying as a collector and I started buying as a reader.
There's a difference.
I have no plans to sell them off. And I agree. I think that's the same for me. Now, I still do a little bit of this. I think I showed you guys, or I showed on the stream the other day, I'm really close to having a full run of the Avengers. One of the things that I like about CLZ is you can say, find my missing comics, and it'll think for a moment. You'll see it pop up here and think, but then it'll give you the whole list, and you can click on it and it'll tell you what's missing. I'm just a few away from an entire run of Volume 1 of the Avengers. See, that's it thinking right now. And so I'm going to go to Avengers and show y'all what I mean. Avengers Volume 1. So right there at the very bottom of the list, let's see, you can see where it says missing 3, 7, 20, 24. Those are the issues that I'm missing to complete a run of Volume 1. I will probably never get number 4 because that's the one with Captain America, right? But now all the others are easily attainable.
I I might have a poor copy of number 4.
Get out of here! Oh my
An extra
god!
one. An extra one.
No
I may have
way!
an extra one.
No way!
Well,
don't you tease me!
let me look.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if I can get to them right now, but no, I can't.
It's in the second stack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Woody says the plasticizer starts breaking. Yeah. And he says, these are the factoids we peanut gallery people never quite learn.
Yep.
Us artists never quite learn sometimes either. So
no. I would like to bag all of mine, but for me, part of it is time. It's like, oh, when am I gonna,
it takes a
lot
of time.
Yeah, it does.
But I haven't gotten through my whole collection. Yeah, I can't get to it.
Nah, that's all right.
It's behind another box. I'll have to. Whenever I do get in there, I'll have to look and see if I have it.
How did you come up with an extra copy of number 4?
Well, they're in poor condition. I mean, they're probably not worth anything. I did this back when the Chicago Comic-Con was still
Chicago Comic-Con.
Yeah,
I remember.
And that hasn't been around since the 80s, since the late 90s. I think is when it was purchased by Wizard.
Yeah,
I went in 90.
And excuse me, it went to crap.
Wizard World Chicago, was it right?
When it was Wizard World after it was purchased, and then the first time I went, they stuck me at I used to get a full 6-foot table from the organizers. I didn't even have to pay for it.
Yeah,
makes sense. First time Wizard had it, I got a 4-foot section.
Really?
And
not even a whole table?
No, a 4-foot section of the table, and I had to pay like $300 or $400 for it. It was crazy. And so I didn't make any money. And even worse, they put me next to the stage where they were having the wrestling guys.
Oh.
So when people would come up to speak to me, they would start.
I remember that year.
Yeah.
That was like 2004, wasn't it?
No, it was before that. It was like I don't remember exactly when it is, but I was done. I never went back because the only people that got decent ones were like Rob Liefeld, people with big names.
Right.
They got tips. So guys with smaller publishers, bye. So and it was a shame because I loved that show for the longest time. It was a great show.
I enjoyed it as well.
I tabled
I didn't go very often
at Wizard World Chicago. Like once I tabled there, and then like it was so much. Like even then, like it was so much like for me to come up with a table there, and then we after that it was like nah, we'll just go because as long as you showed you have a body of work, something even a small little snippet of a script, they'll give you a free pass to walk in. I was like, I'll just do that and walk around and say hi to people.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, I think I went one other time with a friend, and and I paid for a table and didn't make back expenses at all, not even close. So it was that. It was good to go. It's good to go at that point as a fan,
right?
As a creator for if you weren't working for Marvel or DC or Image,
right?
You're nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So and okay, that's fine.
So So what about boxes? We know that John started off in paper boxes. When did you make the shift to comic boxes? You remember?
That would have been in high school.
When you started at the store?
Yeah, actually, even before that, before I started working there, because I started there right after my senior year wrapped up in high school. So technically right before college when I was working there. But yeah, no, I'd say probably mid high school. I'd want to say, and all the cardboard boxes and the lids, and that's one of the problems now. Talking, when Rob was talking about pricing of bags and boards, I mean, I remember bags being $3 or $4 a pack, and boards were like $8. And so, those numbers are in my head, and I don't want to know what they are now because they never should be more than that.
Like $20.
The show we were watching,
crazy.
The
prices have really skyrocketed in the last 4 or
And
5 years.
Amy about choked because they had something about like a lease for a car, lease this for $586 a month. And she's like, what? You know, it's like these prices are all nuts. And like my brain is candy bars were 35 cents.
That's right.
$2 now.
Yeah.
I'm really
don't
off.
Even get me started. I could go back in the day. You could gather up Coke bottles.
Yeah.
Pop
Oh, I
bottles,
used to do that.
and you get anywhere from 2 cents to a nickel for them. You turn them all in, and I got enough that I could get a candy bar, 2 or 3 comics, and a soda.
Coke. Yep.
A soda of any kind.
Yep.
So I was in heaven. But it take what it would take to get that these days. Yeah.
Right.
So comics were 12 cents when I first started. They had just jumped from 10 cents each when I started collecting them, and a candy bar was like 5 cents, and a small 8-ounce bottle of Coke was 10 cents.
Yeah, see, I remember candy bars being like I think a Kit Kat was like 50 cents. Like, so me and my brothers, my uncles would give us $1. We'll go down to the gas station.
You can't even get the wrapper for that now.
Nope. That's what I'm saying. It's a good thing that I caught the diabetes.
Yeah. When I started buying comics, they were 20 cents, and like just like that, they went up to 25.
65 is when I came in, not too long after they went to 75. That's when I was collecting like for reals. But I got to tell you, man, the 75 is how I started learning math really quick. $1.50, $2.25, $3.75, $4.50. I mean, like it really helped me with my multiplication skills.
Sure it did. Yeah.
Benjamin Soto said, I tabled at Wizard World Tulsa. They treated the creators terribly. Even the big names like Bagley and Liefeld, the focus was on the actors. Yeah.
Yep.
It's gotten to that point now. Yeah. It used to be the big name comics creators, and now I think they've got a whole section of comic book conventions that have big name
these corporate, particularly these corporate conventions.
I don't understand how you can call them comic conventions when it's pop culture. Like everything they promote is pop culture. Like I had a show.
All is like started at like Planet Comic Con was started as a comic book show, and then he started adding in a few actors. Lou Ferrigno would start to come, and they'd have some stuff. Some other folks from Star Wars would come, and that started bringing in more fans. So that part of it expanded, and it's still Planet Comic Con, but it's the big draw is at the far end from where Artist Alley is, where all the actors and those folks are.
I know. I don't know if you guys tuned in when I talked about my Game of Heroes Con report, but I'm telling you, man, Heroes Con is just it is everything people talk about. It was a comic show. I don't recall a single voice actor or anything like that at all. I'm not saying they weren't there, but I don't think they were. This was
it was all about the comics, really
full of comics, and it was
awesome.
The kind of thing. Yep. I was giddy, y'all. You can ask BJ. I was giddy. I was like, this was, and you know, she could see it too. She was like, she goes, it's neat seeing you excited about this, you know, because it was a Comic-Con. Woody says Heroes Con. Yeah, I mean Heroes Con in Charlotte, North Carolina.
It was one of the Carolinas. I couldn't remember which one.
It happened in June. It's a yearly show. It is fantastic. They were just full of comic folks, and it was wonderful. I hope to do it again next year.
That'd be a heck of a drive for me.
Yeah, it is. It is a long way. And of course, you guys know we love Daytona Beach Comic Con. It's a smaller show. It's a smaller show, but it's about comic books too.
That was a fantastic show that year I was there. Oh my God, I loved it.
Yeah. So you know, and the guy who the former owner, anyway, he is a comic book guy, and so he wanted to. He says, I want this to be kind of like Heroes Con. Because he was set up at Heroes Con as a vendor, so and I think he did really well there. So What about, we got a little bit of time left. What about things like slabs and that kind of thing? You guys do any of that?
So
I did.
I have 2 books that I've worked on that the publisher got a couple of them slabbed and sent one of each to me.
But now it's a book that you worked on.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
and that's a little different, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so, because that to me that's like sentimental. That's a meaningful thing.
Yeah.
And like, man, look at that. Like everyone was doing slab stuff, and I've got a book here slab that I've worked on, that I did the inks for. I did, this and that for, and
I like to be able to read my books.
Well, I have them too.
When they're slabbed, when they're slabbed, you can't do that. Well,
right?
I don't know. There's just
Benjamin sometimes says slabbing is a sin.
So a lot of people will do slabs because evidently that the way they say that it marks up the value now, because they give it a rating. Someone has been evidently certified to be able to judge whether it's a good quality comic, presentation, right?
Right.
And I mean, part of me is like, who gets to make that decision?
Yeah.
Right. How did they get qualified for that? Right. But I'm not one to buy it. Like, I'm not here to make a collection that's worth millions. I'm here to make a collection that I love to read.
Right.
Like I'll bag and board my comics just because, like you said, it's Florida, and
you know
what I mean? And take care of them. But
if it's in a slab,
I'm still going to pull them out and read them.
You can't open it. If it's slab, you can't pop it open,
but it immediately devalues it. You can't close it back up again.
Right.
They make them purposely that way, because otherwise people would break them open and put a lesser value comic in there, thinking. So once the seal's broken, it's broken.
Now I have carry on. I'll show you what I've got. I'll be right back. I gotta go get it off my wall though. Why does it say KDH? Carry on. I gotta go get it.
All right. So
I'll wait for Roland to come back. I'll tell my slab story.
Well, I could tell the story about how I got my wife involved in comics. This was back in the 80s. She and I got together early 80s, and I had a stack of X-Men comics about this tall. So she's going, well, what's with comics? Well, my brothers she grew up on a farm, and my brothers read Western comics and those kind of Roy Rogers and that kind of stuff.
Right.
What's with today's modern comics? So I gave her the stack of X-Men comics, and she sat and she read through that stack of comics, and she got to the last one, and she goes, "Where's the next one?" And I said,
"Nice.
You got to wait a month." And she goes, "No." And I said, "Welcome to my world."
The addiction's real.
Right.
So I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh, that's a different type of slab.
Well,
but it's open.
I can
not hermetically sealed.
Open this, and now I can take out this copy, and I can show you guys that this is signed by Stan Lee.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh wow! That's worth putting in a really. Yeah, that's in pretty good shape too. Wow.
Yeah.
I wish mine was in that kind of shape. I bought it off the stand.
Well, I didn't buy this one off the stands. I bought this one. Actually, I bought this one in Dallas when Stan was there. But see, it's really easy for me I just put it back in the little slot there. Right. I hook it right up there.
Yeah, those are nice.
I can see did you find that in the dollar bin?
No, I did not find. I did not find this one in the dollar bin.
I think you're a few zeros off there, Jose.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just say that's his favorite place to look for comics is the dollar bin.
Well, sure. You can find some bargains there. Yeah.
This is the most I've ever paid for a comic. Do y'all want to know what I paid for it?
$3?
$150.
Rob, you got to guess?
300.
75.
I paid 200 for it.
Okay, I'm a little high. Okay, yeah.
But I paid 200 for it.
It's a beautiful shape.
In either 90 or 91. Stan did in 91, so it was one of those. But yeah, no, I actually
that condition now bring you a hell of a lot more than $200-$300. So yeah.
but like Benjamin Soto said, this is mine, right? Stan Lee signed this for me. I took this book up to him and said, I love your work. You've been a great inspiration to me. Will you sign my book? And Excelsior, sure, true believer. And he signed my book, and so this is what I would do, because I can open it and show you guys,
Yes.
I don't think, except like Jose said, I think it'd be kind of neat to have something of mine.
That's what I did. So I've got 4 books slabbed.
Okay.
The first year I ever did Wizard World Chicago was 2003. I had printed for the first time Sniper and Rook number 6 was full size. Everything else was digest size up till then.
Right.
It printed up.
I have those as well.
Yep, pretty print and litho up in Windsor, and I figured if it was good enough for Dave Sim and Cerebus, more than good enough for me, because that's who he used. And so I brought the cases back over the border. I went straight to the con, and I'm like, I have these brand new cases, and I still got a couple cases downstairs in the basement. Anybody? Only 22 years later. But I was like, there's got to be some good ones in here, and so I pulled like 2 that I thought looked mint. I got a 9, 8, and a 10.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've got a 10.0 of a Sniper and Rook, and then fast forward to 2006, I want to say, when we did a reprint of Sniper and Rook through the school I was working at as a promo for when they were doing Wizard Chicago, and I pulled 2 and had them graded at the show, and like there's a 9.8 and a 9.6 or something like that. Nice. I'm pretty sure I'm remembering. I don't think I inverted them. I think it was the issue 6 that I have a 10.0, but those are the only 4, and it's exactly what Jose did. It's books that I worked on. They were my books.
Yeah.
The first time I did Wizard, the big show, the first time that I printed full size, so it meant something to me.
Right.
So I have 2 books that, like I said, my publisher had slabbed for me, right, and sent it to me as a gift, right, which I thought was really cool. But I actually have 7 out in the universe. 7 other books that I worked on that have been slabbed. The only reason I know that is because the guy sent me pictures. He sent me an email with pictures of them after they got slabbed. I did on Transformers Beast Hunter covers, blank covers. I did 1 cover. I did each Dinobot. And then I did another cover that had all their heads, like all the Dinobot heads on it. And then I did a classic Loki with the big horns.
Yeah.
Blank. And I did on the back side of it, I did Throg. So
I think I've seen the Loki one.
Yeah, the Loki one had Throg on the back, and he got them all graded, and all of them came back 9.8, except for the multiple head cover one, and that came back, I think it was like 9.6 or something like that.
Wow.
Like either way, I was pretty happy with the way they came out.
Yeah. I think I might consider doing something like that, as well. Woody says, awesome, Jose.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then he says, brand new cases? Tell us more. So what else? Anybody else have anything about storing your comics? Is there something you wanted to say that I didn't give you the opportunity to say?
I think we're good. bag them if you want to bag them. Don't bag them if you don't want to bag them. Just keep reading.
Exactly. It's
for thy own self be true. Yeah.
If you want them to have value, bag them.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're collecting them to have value after you're done with them, that put them in a bag, and if you can afford to board them as well. But if you're reading them, it doesn't matter.
When you bag them, do you tape them or do you let the tops flop?
I put the flap in behind the backing board.
And nowadays they have the resealing ones. Like the
they do. Yeah. I will take it. Yeah, here. Let me see if I've got one here. Yeah. I will take it and I will slip the board in like that. And then behind the board, I will take it and slip that back behind. Like that.
Yep.
So you don't have to tape it. And then the book, of course, goes in there. But
Benjamin Soto said, I'm a Tucker as well, Rob.
Yep.
And I'm getting these out of order, but it's funnier that way. Woody says that's what she said.
That is good. Yeah.
Sorry, Woody. I know that's not in the order that you posted that, but it was funnier that way to me.
That's funnier that way. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I actually have, I have short boxes over here to the left of me, and I have two shelves of long boxes. But I just counted them a little bit ago. I have the equivalent of 21 long boxes full of comics.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I think I have 7.
Yeah. So it's figured 200 to 300 in each long box.
Right. Yeah. I remember
dating back to the 60s. Some of them.
Well, that's what I remember. Long boxes were 300, and the short boxes were 150. That's how I can remember that.
Right.
So,
yep, that's about right. Yep.
I just looked something up, and so I was wondering about the CGC, whether or not I had my number slipped. So I remembered right. So I'm like, let's go ahead and do a search on CGC by company. Let's look up Silverline. And I didn't realize that I was with such professionals here. Silverline Christmas Special #1. There is one slabbed copy out there that has a 9.8. And it sells Silverline 1124. Kaz Harris, Brent Larson, and R.A. Jones stories, Thomas Hedgelin, Jose Fuentes, and Rob Davis art.
Wow.
Gentlemen.
The one from Diamond, probably. Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be what it is. Yep.
And I think that's super cool. That's the one Silverline book, and it's with you fine gentlemen.
That is very cool.
Awesome.
And speaking of Christmas, I will say this, although we don't have the reveal yet. This gentleman right up here is working on our Christmas cover for the next issue.
I am.
Yep. So we're gonna. As far as I'm concerned, I'm kind of thinking we might do a Christmas issue every year.
Sure.
Because
why not?
I think they're cool. And like Rob said, why not? We can.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely I was so excited. I think that's the first thing I ever inked for you was
really
Tom Hedgelin's pencils. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Wow.
Yep.
I'm very proud of the with the crowd. We ran the crowdfunder for the biggin, and I was very, very, very proud of that book.
That was a great book.
Yeah, I think so too. And so now what we've done the last year and this year,
cut it in half. And
we didn't cut it in half. We took because there were 16 stories in that thing.
Yeah.
I had one.
This is probably what's slabbed. Yeah, because this is the issue. There were 16 stories in the trade. I don't have that up here. I don't think
about six. Six pages each.
Yeah, 6 pages each. This is the trade, right? So you can see it's got the square bound
size. Yeah.
But yeah, see, there's everybody that worked on the trade. And so there was 6 page stories, 16 stories, and so what we did for the monthly. Or not the monthly, but the regular issue is we just took 3 stories, and for this one, right? And then we're going to take 3 stories for the one we're going to do this year, and we'll do the same thing. Probably next year, I need to start thinking about generating some new ones. Mission
accepted.
Yeah. What's that?
Right.
Mission accepted.
Right. Mission accepted. That's right.
I'll be happy to write one.
Yeah. I don't do we have Sniper and Rook? I don't think we had Sniper and Rook, did we?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. So see, we could start thinking about it. 6 pages, John. Here, I got to keep John on a leash. No more, no less. Right.
I'm the one who keeps pushing, and it's like, no, Roland, books have 24 pages. Not anymore. They don't. Yes, they do, Roland, and I still hit space twice after a period. Stop trying to change me. Yeah.
I count off on my students who do that.
I actually have a special program for InDesign that I do for Airship 27. It has a little program that I start every time I get a new documents in. I run it through this little program, and it eliminates every one of those double spaces after a period, amongst a bunch of other stuff that it also does.
I still double space on emails.
It eliminates extra spaces at the beginning of a paragraph.
Man,
it just goes through and looks for all those silly things.
That's cool.
But
Woody said, "Merry Christmas." I don't get this one. 24? What's 24, Woody? You're gonna have to explain that.
How many pages in a comic?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, back in the day, they were 8-page increments, right?
Yes.
So you couldn't print 18 pages. You had to print 24. You couldn't print 20. You had to print 24. You had to do them in 8-page increments. Today, because of technology and the changes, you still have to do them in increments, but they're 4-page increments now.
Yeah,
and, that was one of the worst
4
things.
pages is what they call a leaf.
But Mr. Medic, to stay within our system here, all of them need to be 6 pages so that we can get them right per.
And
plus
the
other thing. Remember, because what we want the first page to be on the right-hand side.
Yes.
Right.
And so you have to have that even number.
Yes. Right. Because if anything messes up, then I'm like, well, no, I'm not putting the first page on this side because it don't work that way.
Nope. And I was going to say that was like one of the worst things about self-publishing, because it's like, if I'm just going to pay for printing anyway, if I want to put 32 pages in a story, I'll do it. If I want to do 40 pages for a story, I'll do it. Like, there were no strings on me, as Ultron would say, so like there was no level of conformity. And now it's like, nope, that all makes sense. It's just hard to bring yourself in. So I'm glad that Roland is able to do that lovingly, but with a firm hand. Back of the hand sometimes, but whatever.
I also, and you guys all know this, I still kind of dream of a day where we can print 32 pages maybe, and still keep our 22-page stories, but maybe sell some ads to help us generate some money to pay.
That would be nice. Yeah. That would be nice.
On the list, right?
It's tough to do in these.
It's on the
list.
Tough
to do in this day because nobody sells. Back when comics sold in the hundreds of thousands up to millions.
Yeah.
You could charge for an ad because you could tell people this is going to get into at least 100,000 people's hands. And then it might even get handed off to some more. So it would, it would populate.
Yeah.
But you can't do that now. With tens of thousands, people go, that's nothing. So it's tough.
Well, he said, thanks. This is the information that I wanted to hear about. Woody, we are here to serve.
Right.
Matter of fact, anytime you have a question, Woody, don't hesitate to drop it in the comments. Although, hold on to them because we've run out of our time tonight. Anything before I close this out, guys? Any closing comments?
Been a great night.
Nope.
Good seeing you.
Go over to the crowdfunder.
That's right. I thought, what happened? I had it shared. Share screen. It always takes me away. Get over there. Silverline Comics crowdfunder.com. Benjamin Soto says, good show, guys. Thank you, Benjamin.
Thanks.
Benjamin, thank you for hanging out with us.
Right.
All right. So next show coming up on Sunday, Tom Mason will host in my place because I'm going to be at a wedding. And they're going to talk about who's stronger, Bugs versus Daffy, Thor versus Hulk. The Silver Sunday crew debate classic character strengths and weaknesses. On Tuesday, comic gimmicks and signings. That Silverline show on Tuesday, we're going to talk about foil, LE, metal, virgin, ultraviolet editions, limited runs with reprints, hundreds of versions of issue number 1, expensive store exclusions, special signings for hot artists. The team talk about all these and more. Jose will be on that night. That's Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, Kaz will be your host again, and trivia, guess the cover artist. That's all he's got. So I'm assuming he's gonna pop those up, and
you're gonna get your first trivia night, John.
Yes,
I'm looking forward to that. That sounds fun and exciting.
I thought I was gonna do so well last time. Like there was a category of DC comics. I was like, oh, I'm in. I got this. I named the first question. I got it like hands down. I got it.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I got another one right the rest of the time.
And I got mad at you guys because I was commenting in chat and and they were like, don't pick Marvel because Roland's listening. Don't pick Marvel.
Don't pick Avengers. Don't pick Avengers.
Oh, that's right. Don't pick Avengers. They kept picking this DC stuff and I didn't have any idea what that was.
Listen, I am one of the few people, and even Kaz was like, "Are you trolling me and whatnot?" About was it Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
About who wrote it and drew it. Like I had no clue. Like I guessed like the first thing that popped in my head. I'm like, yeah, and I got it right.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
And he was like, "Oh, that's right." I was like, "Holy cow!" I didn't know that.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the follow. Please share us out if you've enjoyed tonight. Tell your friends. And until the next time, remember to make mine Silverline. Thank you and good night, everyone.
Hi, I'm Dave Dorman. Make mine Silverline.